All right, on today's 30-minute mechanic, we're going to continue taking the heater box, see if we can get the heater box out of this thing. We got to go at it from both sides, so we're going to pull the hood off, and so it makes it easier to get the stuff, maybe take the parts out, and then might show you a little bit about the roll bar and where my brain's going with the roll cage, where my brain's going with the roll cage. So buckle up, let's go. All right, now we got to get our hood off, and never prepared, although I did put a couple of welding gloves down, because when you take the hood loose, they want to slide and fall down, and that'll just protect, I mean, like it needs to be protected, but that'll protect. Got to have my readers. No, I don't, because I know that's the right size. And these bolts are 8mm, but you can use a 5/16, so that's what I'm using. That was so loud. If I had a nickel for every time I did this, I'd have at least 10 nickels. These hoods are really kind of heavy, actually. They're all steel. Come on. All together. Can't get the socket. Bolt out of the socket. Okay. Now, did you see that? See how I just sat right down there on those? Now comes the important, that comes the part I don't know what to do. Where am I going to put this hood? I'm out. I'm in. I think I'm going to lay it in the back there. Maybe. Be awesome if I could find a fiberglass hood. Not sure I like that. Oh. Let's see if we can make it spin around. Do it this way. There. That's a little better. Less likely to fall. Okay, hood's off. Hooray! Okay. I'll make sure I bag and tag these. Bagged and tagged. See? All right, now this is the other side to the heater box. On this side, let me get you around the inside of the truck, show you where I'm at in here. Got the main dash structure out, got all the duct work out, and really just want to get this guy out of here, and then we'll be in good shape. I don't have to do this right now, but I want to get it out so I can kind of blow everything out and clean it out and vacuum it out. So I'm kind of working with a clean-ish space when I start doing more of the roll bar stuff. Why do I keep saying roll bar? Roll cage stuff. All right, now we got to have some light because it looks bright on the camera, but it's really dark down in there and I can't see very good. But I know there's studs that stick through with nuts on them because I have worked on this stuff. I've taken that out before. Not in this truck, but other ones. Other Rangers. And I think they're 10 millimeter. So that means I got to find a 10 millimeter. I do know that comes off. There's my tiny screwdriver. Never underestimate the power of a tiny screwdriver to break a clip, because I just did it. Although it doesn't really matter. That's off. Broke both sides of it. Fan motor gets unplugged. And then there's a bolt there. I don't remember where they're all at. There's a lot of wiring in here. Ignition dipstick. There's one there. There's one down here. There's another one over here somewheres. There's one there. And I think that's it on this side. And we can get those hoses off. Actually, I may just get those hoses off with a box nut. Well, no, I got to take the clamps off because the heater core drops out the other side. Time in. I'm back. Tiny screwdriver back in my thing. Small ratchet. The hose is loose. Now, I'll tell you, whomever designed the heater core setup in these Rangers is a genius. 100% genius. Heater core in these, once you take the hoses off, if they will come off, may not. I have to cut it anyways. Let me go get my knife. I'm out. I'm in. Okay. The guy whoever designed this thing, these heater core hoses, the heater core itself actually has a drain that if it leaks, it runs out on the ground and not on your floor. And also, it is super easy to get out inside the truck. You just takes a couple screws out, and drop out a piece of plastic, and the thing pulls out and drops out. You don't have to tear the dash completely apart. It's super easy. So here we are now. Let's take some more bolts out. That doesn't look like a 10 millimeter. That is not a 10 millimeter. That's a much bigger millimeter. I'm out. All right. I have colored sockets from Harbor Freight, and they're really cool, but they are not from 1/4-inch drive to 3/8 drive. They don't maintain their color coordination. Which seems dumb. Ow, that dude is hot. I think there's actually a nut behind that. So your 10 millimeter may be blue in one size, and the other size it may be red. Another one. Let's get our hand under there and see what we can figure out. One right there too. Right here. Don't think I can get there with that. Where'd it go? Maybe. Gotta stand on my head here. Okay, that feels like it's doing something. Let's make all the bolts 12 millimeter, except for the one that's hardest to get to. And we're going to change the size of it. We'll make it a 10 millimeter. See? Watch it be dumb and have another nut. Okay, not. Okay, we still got one somewhere. I'm not 100% sure where. I say we do. Maybe we don't. No, we don't. That's it. Ah, okay. Big screwdriver. Maybe. There we go. Yay! You know, I say I've done this stuff before, then I go down, have moments where nothing works like I remember. That worked like I remembered. Just didn't remember the size of the bolts. All right. Whew. There's more of that sound dampening stuff for jammed everywhere. Sound deadening material. Yeehaw. There's a screen over it. Okay, still got nuts. Nuts to take off that are holding. Those are probably going to be 12. Maybe they're 10. I don't know. But at least we can see them now. There we go. That one's off. That one's not there. That one's off. What? That one is weird. What is going on with that thing? Great. Help me understand that one. Interesting. Well, now let's see how our box responds in here. I think. Okay. Gonna have to encourage that one bolt. It has a weird, it's not a nut, it's like a square right there. And I don't know how it's supposed to operate, but it is loose. So what we're going to do is just encourage the sheet metal a little to let it pass on its merry way. Just like that. Okay. Now we may have to get inside. Well, maybe not. Let's hop in the inside. Y'all come with me. All right. Like I said before, I've never taken a lot of this stuff out, so we're just going to kind of crash through it and see how it comes out. Oh. Alrighty then. That's how it comes out. Heater box out. Sweet. Now, there's a lot of weird. Oh, my camera's still pointing the right way. There's a lot of weird things in here that I don't know what do. Like that. I don't know what that is. This. I have no idea what this does. There's a box over here that says do not drop. I have no idea what it does either. I know that's the this is the inertia switch here that they used a wire nut on to bypass. I guess because this thing was vibrating around and shutting the fuel pump off. But anyways, ECU's over here. We're going to pop it out. Looks like it's broke. The keeper for it is broken. Come on, get up there. What's going on here? What is that? Such. Oh, there's a ground over here. There's a ground. There's a rogue screw. Bagged and tagged. And what? What that says? Really? Great. Okay, I'm back. Here's a random factoid. Ford used a lot of the same pinnings for their EEC4 from one vehicle to another. So, you know, pin 21 is the same thing in a Ranger as it is in a, just for example, as it is in an F-150 or something. So, if you have like a Ranger like this one, a 2.9, and you want to put a V8 in it, literally all you have to do, okay, if you want to put a fuel injected V8 in it and run it batch fire speed density like a, say, 1988 F-150 with a 302. If you're happy with that calibration or whatever and you just want to get it running, you can literally unscrew the 2.9 computer, screw the F-150 computer in, add 2 injector connectors to the wiring harness, plug everything in, and it'll run perfect. Done it. Been there. Proved it out many years ago. Okay. ECU. They probably, I don't know. This may be worth something to somebody somewhere. So who knows? Not so much to me. I'm just going to stick it back there. About the most valuable thing on that deal is the connector. Okay. I think I'm feeling good now. I think I might try to get these screws out. Get this plastic retainer off the wall here, which I'm doing with my fingers. Come here, screw. Bagged and tagged. Screwdriver. Battery. I don't know how many of you out there feel like saying battery. when you say battery, but I sure do. Somewhere. Where is it? Can't see it. Oh, it's way down there. Come on. Good gravy. Get in this screw. There we go. Okay. Screw it out. Broken deal. Oh, gosh. Bagged and tagged. Lights out. Lights on. Okay. Dang, that's awesome. That is really what I wanted to have done. Wonder if I can get that. Do I have a socket that'll fit that? Inertia. Nope. I do not. Not handy anyways. Actually, oh, look at that. What is that screwed into? Such a tiny little guy. I think that one. Oh, there it goes. Got it. No more inertia switch on the firewall. All right. And that's rubber stuff. I'll probably leave that there. We're going to try to fill this stuff up, probably from the outside. We'll seal up those holes. I might do it from the inside because it's nice and flat. That's probably a better idea. I'll cut some sheet metal, figure something out there. Not my concern at the moment. All right. Now, double check my camera, and then we're going to move on to something else. All right. Now, oh boy. We're looking at our roll bar here. Roll bar. Our main hoop, okay? Our main hoop for our roll cage. This particular bar, I believe, is probably made, well, when you order the roll cage, there's no differentiation between extended cab or regular cab. Now, regular cab stuff has a bump like that, but it's way up here. So this main hoop is a little shorter than I would like it to be. I'd like it to be up closer to the roof, kind of like that. That may be a little close, just looking at how our halo bar is going to have to tie in and come forward. So I may come down to where there's maybe a full inch between here and there. And I may come forward with it about an inch. I think one leg may be a little longer than the other because it's kind of crooked in here, but that doesn't matter. I'll measure and make them straight. But the problem is, if you look down here, I've had to set it up on some steel to get it up to the proper height. Now, since this pickup, of course, has a frame, rules say you gotta connect your main hoop to the frame, which most people when they do this, they leave their main hoop long, cut a hole in the floor, bloop, drop it down, come off the frame 90 degrees with an outrigger or a kicker, and connect the roll bar welded in there, right down there. Now, since this is short, I'm going to do basically the same thing, except instead of, I wish I had something. Hang on, let me grab something. Okay, I'm back. So what I'm going to do is take some 2x3 square tubing, and instead of coming off the frame 90 degrees and having the roll bar intersect it down, move that out of the way. Instead of having to come off 90 degrees and intersect like that, I'm going to come off the frame at an angle like a 45 or whatever angle it needs to be. It's probably going to be a little tighter than 45. We're going to come up. I'm doing a terrible job of, maybe I should do it on this side where it's right in front of me instead of far away. Yeah. So what we're going to do is come off the frame with the outrigger angled like that. And we're going to come up through the floor pan, probably about an inch, inch and a half, and then weld a plate in the top of the 2x3 tubing, and then weld this to that. So instead of your outrigger coming out like this and your potential crash loading being 90 degrees to the frame, we're going to be at an angle like this, so our potential crash loading is directed directly into the frame. And that way we meet the rule of connecting to the frame and all that without having to come up with another main hoop or do something weird. And that seems like the best. I mean, I would a whole lot rather have my load directed into the side of the frame rail in a rollover than directed at 90 degrees to the frame rail. I mean, it's going to be the same size tubing, just did an angle up, and should be good. So that's where we're going. We got a piece of 2x3 on the way, and some plates. I actually got some plates, 5x5 plates. Okay, well, the 5x5 plates, they're going to connect. They're going to be on the frame rail. The 2x3 will attach to it, come up. Top will be plated. Roll bar welds to that, and then we'll be good. It's a little more involved and a little more work than I had intended. But you know, I'm going to take my time and kind of do this thing right. I want to get this, like I said, I want it about an inch up here between the bar and the top, because I really kind of like to put my dome light back in there. I mean, you got to have a few creature comforts. Dome light is nice to have. As you can see, I got these magnets at Harbor Freight, and little dudes stick now. And then I added some hooks to them so I can hook things with my little plastic deals that I've made on my 3D printer. And then I just have a magnetic mount right there, clip that's stuck to the roof to kind of keep it from falling. But everything's progressing along pretty good. Pretty excited about it. It's dirty up under here. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to kind of clean that, and with brake clean or I don't really want to spray it with water. We have to blow it out probably first and then vacuum out everything inside the cab. But we've done good today. We got the rest of our heater box out. There it is right there on the floor. Rest of our heater box out. Got our hood off. Let's come back around here. Next, this end is going to be a lot of work. We're going to have to get the motor and transmission out. I mean, just everything, pretty much everything out of here. But that's okay. I'm going to concentrate first on doing some of the roll bar work. The steel I need won't be here till next week, but that's okay. I got plenty of marking and measuring and layout to do before that. Really? Dropped my wedding ring, and of course it rolled under the truck to the middle. I mean, that's just how the law of under works. All right, that's going to do it for 30 Minute Mechanic today. I hope my audio doesn't sound weird. I scraped a little foam dilly off on my microphone somewhere. It's probably hiding over there in the engine bay somewhere. So I hope it doesn't sound weird. But we got our heater box out, got our hood off, got both sides of the heater thing out. Kind of showed you about the beginning of the roll cage, what kind of problems I've encountered so far. But we'll work through it. It's not a big deal. But yeah, as always, like, subscribe, ring the bell, tell your friends. We'll see you next time. Bye.